Rightio, so tonight we are looking at the TM6, and I'm back to front again. I feel like I don't know. I get confused when I've got two Thermomixes. Anyway, I would love you guys to tell me in the chat what is most important to you when it comes to cooking and food. So is it time? Are you looking for quick, easy recipes? Is it health? Are you looking for healthy stuff? Is it, effort, energy, really, really simple? Or are you trying to save money? Tell me in the chat. Nicole is simple and healthy. Excellent. Yep. Quick and easy, Vicky. Excellent. Oh, well, you'll love tonight's dinner. Maddie says, time, whole food, saving money, and feeding a tribe. Yep. Awesome. Great, Maddie. I reckon you and every other young mum out there is all of those as well. Jess is quick and easy and cheap. Yep, exactly, Jess. Great. Awesome, radio. Well, we'll get started. Like I said, we're looking at the TM6 tonight, and before we get started, I will tell you how much it is. So thank you, Shane. The TM6 is $2,579. We've got lots of payment options, and I will go through those towards the end of the demo. Of course, if you would prefer to chat to your consultant privately about payment options and stuff like that, I can stay on at the end as well if you've got any questions that you don't want to ask publicly as well. But we will get into some cooking. So tonight I'm making a very, very simple Chinese style chicken, okay? And it is, I reckon, a pretty good one for nearly everything that you guys wrote. It's got lots of veggies, it's quick, it's pretty cheap, it's good for the kids. It's not too much spice or anything like that for the kids, so should be a good all-rounder. Now, I've told the Thermomix what I'm going to cook tonight, so I'm going to go into that. If you want to show the screen here, Dom. I'm just going to click on my little button here, and I'm going to go to my week, and that recipe is going to be in there, already ready to go, and I'm just going to hit start cooking, okay? Simple as that. So you don't have to get your recipe book out, and now all of my instructions are there on my screen for me just to go step by step. So we're going to pop in our simmering basket. Now your simmering basket comes with your Thermomix, and we're going to pop that in, and I'm going to weigh in my rice. And this does feed quite a lot of people as well, this recipe, because you've got your rice, your chicken, and your veggies, and it's not very much chicken either, so I'll show you that when we get to it. Now I've weighed my rice in, and then I'm going to take that over to my sink, and I'm actually going to rinse that under the tap so that all my rice is nice and washed. Just make sure every bit of your rice has been touched by the water at some stage. And then I'm going to put my litre of water in there to cook my rice. So I'm just going to pour that in over the top of my rice. Again, that'll wash it a little bit more, which will be good. Oh, look at that. A little bit less, but that's okay. Look at, what are you going to do for a little bit less? That's okay, Shane. I know you always give me a hard time about a little bit more, that's okay, but a little bit less. There you go. Rightio. Then we've popped that in, and we're going to now pop our lid on. And look, I'm just following the instructions here, okay? We're going to put the Varoma on. Again, your Varoma comes with your Thermomix, so this is your steaming attachment. We're going to pop that on, like so. And we're going to chuck in our veggies. So we've got half of a brown onion. Now, this is like one of the only Thermomix recipes where you actually have to slice your onion. So that loses like half a point for this this one, but you know, I got there in the end. I'm not used to having to slice my onions. Now I've got a carrot. It says thin slices, but I kind of just did like little julienne type bits. and a capsicum, a whole capsicum. Again, pop him in. And 150 of broccoli. I'm going to put the broccoli up on the top. And of course, this recipe is just mixed veggies. If you didn't have one of these, or you know, you wanted to substitute something else, then you definitely could do that as well. And then dinner's done. I'm turning that on. Well, it's not done quite yet, but I'm turning that on and I can walk away. Okay, so I've done my little bit of prep. I've got it started, and dinner's well and truly on its way. So I don't know how many minutes in we are, but I love this recipe with how quick it is to get to that first stage as well. So while that's doing its first little cook, I want to tell you guys about the special offer that's available at the moment, which is very exciting because, as you can see here, I've got a little sparkling black Thermomix sitting here in the wings as well. And at the moment, you actually do have the option between the classic white or the sparkling black Thermomix. So these are only while stocks last. They are limited. We've only got a certain amount, and once they're gone, and we'll be back to just our classic white. But at the moment, you do get the choice. So can you just go back to that special page, Shane, because I need to see that when I'm talking. Thank you. Both of the Thermomixes at the moment will come with a glider board, as well as a oval thermo server, which is very handy, and we'll actually be using, well, I'm using the glider board. My Thermomix is actually sitting on a glider board. As you can see, that one's sitting on the glider board, that one isn't. I should probably have that one on a glider board, but I don't. And I will be using the thermo server later in the demo as well. Now, the other special offer, which is the next one along there, Shane, is at the moment well, actually it hasn't started yet, but at the moment we know that our TM5 trade up is coming. So if anybody knows anyone with a TM5, make sure that the first thing you do tomorrow is let them know to get in contact with their Thermomix Consultant, because we have a great deal coming for our TM5 owners. So they get a discount on their TM6. They get to ethically recycle their TM5 in any condition. So it doesn't matter if they've had it for, I don't know, 10 plus years and it's broken, or one lady last time we did trade up had a Thermomix that had actually been run over by a car. So it doesn't matter what condition it's in, you can actually return it, get your $300 off buying a brand new one. And because it's trade up time, we are giving them a free bowl blade and lid set. So they'll actually have 2 jugs for their brand new TM6. So that's a really cool little trade up deal that's happening. And I know, Joe Picton, you made lots of phone calls today to TM5 owners, because that's our life at the moment as a Thermomix consultant. We're talking to so many people about how much they love their TM5s and what a TM6 possibly could do for them. So throughout this demo tonight, you will see some things that only the TM6 can do, which will be good for those that are watching that have got a TM5 as well. And any questions, make sure you're popping them in the chat. Joe's got a customer soon to join us. Okay, excellent. They can always watch the start on the recording, Joe. Excellent. Radio. Now, one of the best things, and I was just talking to Jess about this earlier, is one of the best things that we've got in TM6 is our Cookidoo app, or our Cookidoo platform. Now, what that is basically your one-stop shop for all your Thermomix recipes. So before I started cooking this recipe, you've seen me go into the Chinese style chicken recipe. That's because I looked that up on Cookidoo, and it is programmed into my Thermomix to have my step-by-step instructions in there from that Cookidoo platform. Now, in Cookidoo, you can search by ingredient, category, way of eating, your popular favorites, whatever kind of thing you want to search by. the searching by ingredient is really helpful if you only have a couple of things left in the cupboard, or you know, you find some chicken breast on special, or you know, whatever it is, and you want to just find a recipe that will help you use up those ingredients, then that's where Cookidoo really comes in handy. And we also have, if you just go to the next one, Shane, we also have Cookidoo in an app, which means that you can actually take all of the recipes that have ever been made for the TM6, which are on Cookidoo. You can actually take those to the shops with you on your phone. It's like carrying all your cookbooks around with you. You've got them all in your pocket with that. Now, part of Cookidoo is the meal planning functionality. So this is where you can actually work out what you're going to make for the rest of the week or for the rest of the fortnight, however long ahead you want to go. You can then tick which bits you want to add to a shopping list. You then can just print off the shopping list or send the shopping list. Today I just messaged it to Shane and he grabbed the things I needed. Or you can actually click on online shopping, and the Cookidoo is integrated with Woolworths Online, and do your shopping online. So you can do click and collect or delivery with the Cookidoo shopping functionality. Another thing that's been added to Cookidoo is the Cookidoo 3.0, which means that you also can add your own recipes into the Cookidoo platform. So you can have your very own, you know, grandma's scone recipe or whatever you want. You can convert it to the Thermomix way of cooking, and then it can be step by step on the instructions on the screen of your Thermomix. It means that your ingredients and everything can be added into your shopping list when you add it to your meal plan, and it's really easy to use as well. Now, also in Cookidoo 3.0 is where we can scale recipes. So we can go, if this is too much for your family, you can go down to 4 people or down to 2 people. Or if you don't think it'll feed enough, some of the recipes you can go up to 6 or up to 8 serves as well. Excellent. Now, if you, Cookidoo lesson we do every month. So we do one nighttime one month, and then one daytime one the next month. Once you've got a Thermomix and you're using Cookidoo, or if you're not sure, if you you need a little bit more help with Cookidoo, then come along to one of our lessons. You can come to as many of these as you like. We've got some people that come nearly every month. Come along to our lesson. It's purely just about learning what to do in Cookidoo, how all the functionality, and we also share our favorite recipes. So when there's this many recipes, sometimes it is hard to know what things to cook, because there is over 40,000, I think, or more recipes in Cookidoo. So it sometimes gets a bit overwhelming that there is too much choice. So our Cookidoo sessions are really good because we share recipe ideas as well. So, people get on there and go, oh, we had this for tea last night, it was really good. And it gives you a bit more variety and a little bit more of confidence to try something that you might not have tried if someone hadn't recommended it as well. So we've only got 1 minute and 50 seconds to go on our first part of our cook. So with the Thermomix, like if you were at home cooking this, you could completely leave the kitchen. You don't need to be standing here waiting for it to cook like I seem to do all the time, because I'm always talking to you guys. But if this was cooking dinner for us, we could be bathing children, we could be doing whatever we could do in 10 minutes. And that's where the time saving starts with the Thermomix, because you can multitask and be cooking in the Thermomix. If I had rice on the stove and veggies on a pot of water on the stove, I wouldn't be able to go too far away from the kitchen. Whereas this one, you could actually, you could do whatever you wanted while that was cooking as well. And the other part, I guess, with the time saving is that it's all in here. So it's not dirtying lots of different bits and pieces around your kitchen. It is keeping it very contained. We don't have any splatters or anything like that. So, this stuff's all going to just get chucked in my dishwasher. If you don't have a dishwasher, all can just be washed up in the sink. but it's very easy to clean up after you've cooked as well. So any questions so far? I would love you to come off mute, and throw any questions my way that you might have so far. You've got 23 seconds. Shane's doing a dance. I wish we could see that. Janelle says the TM6, I still don't have my glasses, Janelle, you can see. I can't read that. I can see TM6.
It's definitely a second pair of hands.
Oh, definitely a second pair of hands. It definitely is, Janelle, yes. Okay, so can you hear that noise? That means my Thermomix needs me. I'm back in the kitchen, and I'm just having a look at my screen. Can you just show the screen, Shane, just to show how simple the instructions are? So this instruction says stir vegetables and insert varoma tray. Oh look, I'd already inserted the varoma tray, but look, you don't, doesn't matter about that. It wants you to give your veggies a stir. Stir, stir, stir. Insert varoma tray. There we go. That's what I've done. And now we put our snow peas in. Again, like I said, you could use whatever veggies you're having. You don't have to stick to these veggies. And put the lid back on. Excellent. And go for another 5 minutes out of the kitchen. What was that question, Vicky?
What's included?
Did you? Oh yeah. So everything that I've used so far is included, even the glider board, because you're at the moment you're on there. But as you, oh, thanks Shane. Look at we've even got a little picture. Excellent. So you get your simmering basket, your splatter guard, the varoma that I'm using on the top, a basic cookbook, spatula, butterfly, and measuring cup. So the measuring cup is the lid when the varoma's not on. So you get a little lid for that bowl if the varoma isn't there. So everything I've used so far is all included. Thanks so much. And I used to always say, you know, the Thermomix isn't like a, what is that, what is the mixer that has the million different attachments, but they all come separately? I forget what it's called. I used to say, oh, the Thermomix is not like that, everything comes with it, but we actually do have a couple of attachments now. So they're not ones that you need for every single recipe, they're just ones that you can get if you do want to, and that is the blade cover peeler, which goes over the top of your blades in your bowl, and that is used if you're doing some, oh yeah, Kenwood, thank you Kerry, the Kenwood mixer, thank you. So the blade cover peeler, we use that if we're doing slow cooking, so it covers the blades and means that we've got quite a large surface area without any of like the meat or whatever touching the blades. It also peels your potatoes for you, so it roughs up your potatoes in water. It will also peel boiled eggs, if you can believe that. So that's, yeah. But peeling boiled eggs is probably my favourite thing about the blade cover peeler. So that comes separately. It's about 50, I don't know, $54.95 or something like that. Give me a thumbs up if that's correct, Joe. I can see you. I don't know, about $50. And we do have a cutter attachment, but they're not available yet, but they are coming, and that actually makes your Thermomix into like a food processor as well, so it will do slicing and grating and stuff like that. So that's what, is that the only other two attachments that actually go on your Thermomix, girls? I've got a couple of consultants on here, so I feel like if I'm forgetting something, someone will chime into the chat and let me know the other attachments. You can order a peeler. Oh, look at there. Shane's whacked the link in to order a peeler. But can I just say that the blade cover peeler is actually a host reward. So all you have to do to get a discounted blade cover peeler is share the Thermomix with 2 friends. So I can explain that to you a little bit later as well when I show you the host rewards. So don't run out and buy a blade cover just yet, Jess. I'll talk to you about that. Very good. Now, any other questions? Thanks so much for your question, Vicky. How much are they, Shane? Oh, I can't find it. Excellent. I thought you just put the link in. There we go.
I think it's around about 56.95.
Yeah, I reckon.
What you said.
I feel like it's about that, but we want to get you a half price or a free one of those because they are in our reward system. So yeah, host rewards and discount for delivery briefing. Yes, that's right, Janelle. Thank you so much. So when you get your Thermomix, you also when you do your delivery, like your first delivery demonstration, you do get 20% off at the mix shop. So you will. There's a way to get a discounted one. Let's just say that. There's lots of ways to get freebies with us at Thermomix. We're all for giving away extra bits of goodness. Once you're a Thermomix owner, we look after you, I would say. Excellent. Radio. Any other questions? Pop them in. We've got 5 minutes, and then I reckon we're going to be putting our veggies in the thermo server. So this is the black thermo server. That look, you can hardly see it against my black shirt, but there's the black thermo server that's currently comes with your black Thermomix at the moment. $69, is it? Surely not. I thought it was something 95. Hey? 69, is it? There you go. We'll give you a few different prices for it tonight. Rightio. So now our rice will be cooked. Let me just stick to the recipe. I won't wing it. Okay, so we're going to place the vegetables into a bowl, which I actually need another thermo server. Shane, can you grab that other one? It's just over there, girl. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to, not that one. Oh, that one will do. That'll be okay. We're going to place our veggies. Now look at that. Look at how that has steamed those veggies. They look so good, don't they? That camera's working very well tonight. Shane, well done. We sometimes have issues with that one. Okay, so I'm just going to sit my aroma there. Look at those veggies. That's a whole thermo server of vegetables. Oh, and Joe's in the waiting room. We must have kicked her out. Whole thermo server of veggies ready to go, steamed. So the best thing about these thermo servers is that you put the lid on it and then it keeps nice and hot and waits for the rest of your meal. So you can pop that on the table and that'll be ready to go when you're ready to eat dinner. And oops, we've got some rowdy children outside the door tonight. Excellent. I did say don't work with children and animals. Actually, I think it's children here, animals out there. And now we're going to take our rice out. Now, one of the great things about the TM6 that if there's a step that they think you might get stuck on, there's actually a little video that shows you how to do things. So obviously you wouldn't watch this video, you can't really see it very well there, but obviously you wouldn't watch the video every time you went to do something, but it's really handy having those little instructional videos built into the recipe so that you don't get stuck and you know all the tips, because it gives you the tips as you go. So Joe reckons 93, 95.
Yeah, price.
Quick, we should have got in quick and got that blade cover when it was only $40 that I said, or $50.
Well, no, it's $41.40 when you host a demo.
Oh, that's probably what I was looking at. But when it comes in the host reward, it actually comes with an ebook and recipes and stuff as well. So it's a little blade cover package in the host rewards as well. So anyway, I told you you could have one for about $40. There you go. You just have to be a host. Now, when you're getting your rice out of the Thermomix, you can use the hook on the back of your spatula. So they've thought of everything, and we can pop our rice into our thermo server like so. And there's our beautiful boiled rice, fluffy as anything. Don't know if you can see that very well. And I've got some on the bench as well, which is always handy. Put that in there. Shane's a germaphobe, so he just really shuttered when I just did that. Shuttered, is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, Shane, I need a lid for this, darling, because it won't stay hot without a lid. So can you find me a lid for that, please? Just over here in the corner. He did tell me today that I needed to clean up my kitchen, so I feel like I maybe should do that. Okay, so now the good thing about steaming rice in the Thermomix is that, just have a look at this. This is what's come off that rice. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like all the starch and yuckiness. You probably can't see it, but it's all of that starch that's come off the rice is now left in the bowl. So you don't have any of that glugginess with your rice. It's beautiful and fluffy and delicious. Rightio, now I'm keeping on going with this recipe. I just need to grab a cloth because I'm in a bit of a mess here. Hang on a sec. Just chat amongst yourselves while I clean up this bench because it's not great. I did put rice everywhere. Rightio. Now, pop our bowl back on. Not even going to wash that up. I've just poured that water out of there and we're ready to go. So now we're going to put out our oil. Now, has anyone said anything in the chat while I was doing all that, Rigo? And pop in my chicken. Now, this is only 300 grams of chicken, so it wasn't even one whole chicken breast, which it amazes me all the time that this much can feed my whole family, because a lot of the times if we're doing, say, like chicken schnitzels or something like that, you know, it'll be 3, maybe 4 breasts, you know, sliced up, crumbed or whatever to feed our whole family. This is 300 grams of chicken breast, okay? It's like, yeah, it goes a long way. Rightio. So now that is going to cook on high heat. Now this is another thing that is exclusive to the TM6, is that very soon, right now, so only less than 30 seconds in, you are going to be hearing that sizzling. Have a listen to this. Can you hear that? I can't see anybody, Shane. Are they telling me that they can hear it? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Sorry? And Shane thinks I might have just killed the microphone. I didn't kill the microphone, but we are sizzling away there, and that chicken is cooking in there as well. Rightio. So while that's happening, because it's not very far off, our dinner's now not very far off, let's have a look at the payment options. So I'll give you a brief overview of all of the payment options for the Thermomix. Like I said before, the Thermomix is $2,579. You can pay with credit or debit card. We have got Afterpay and PayPal available, and we are also now a registered NDIS provider as well. The best way to get a Thermomix is to become a Thermomix consultant, and it's actually really good now. If you have a look at that new slide next to that one, Shane, at the moment it is better than ever. I've never seen as good a deal as it is at the moment. I'm trying to get that out, to become a Thermomix consultant. So we have half price business kit. So our business kit alone is worth $410. So you get a thermoserver, a bread mat, a bag for your Thermomix, all your bits and pieces. Normally $150, only $75 at the moment because that's on half price. But if you don't have a TM6 yet, we also have an earn agreement where you can come along and earn a TM6 for free. So what you're doing is you're actually earning a TM6 by showing your friends and selling Thermomixes rather than actually having to pay for it. And they've halved the price of that as well. So at the moment you only have to pay $420 for the earn deposit. And once you've sold your 6 Thermomixes in 60 days, you actually get that $420 back. So you've always got your deposit back, but now you have to come up with less than $500 if you don't have a Thermomix, and only $75 if you already have a TM6. So it's a very easy way to start your little side hustle or your full-time job. It can be either. And other payment options, Shane. If becoming a consultant isn't for you and you want to pay your Thermomix off, then we do have 24 months interest-free with Zip Money. So $27.12 a week gets your Thermomix paid off in your 24 months, and you don't pay any interest on that one. So that's a good way to get that in your food budget and get your Thermomix paid off. We also have the Easy 3. You pay $1,029 when you order your Thermomix. 30 days later you pay $800, and then 60 days you pay $800 again. So it just breaks it into 3 manageable chunks for you, and you can get your Thermomix paid off that way. I think that's all the payment options, is it, Rigo? Excellent. I'm a bit lost without my slides, but yes, I think that we've got a payment option that suits everybody. So just have a chat to your consultant, let them know what what your circumstances are and what would suit you best, and we'll be able to find a payment option that is right for you as well. Rightio. Now, between steps here, I just want to show you a couple of the other little bits and pieces on the screen as well. So very soon, Shane, I'll be going to my screen. You didn't find me a lid for my rice, Rigo? No? Can't find me a lid. Okay.
Too basic.
Oh, it is not. Oh, I could find it. Blind Freddy could have seen that. Anyway.
Woman's look.
You had a woman's look, you reckon? Rightio. So, actually, we're probably going to keep cooking this with some of the sauce. Maybe. Let's see. It smells good, doesn't it? You've got all that steam coming out there. Rightio. Oh, so no, we want to take the chicken out. So we grab the chicken out. As you can see, even though I've cooked this recipe before, you don't have to remember any of the steps. You can just wing it. You don't have to have your cookbook out. You don't have to remember the recipe. You can just follow your step by step. And someone was asking, can a 13-year-old, I think it was you, Vicky, was asking, can a 13-year-old use the Thermomix? And I thought that was really good, because the only thing that used to stop Wes when he was, I think probably about 5 when we got the first TM6, the first TM5 when there were step-by-step recipes. The only thing that would stop him was that he couldn't read the words. He was fine with the cooking and the steps. It was just that he'd come and he'd start spelling something to me, and he'd be like, where is the, and start spelling the word, and I'd have to go and find what ingredient he needed. So definitely a 13-year-old can use it. Rightio, so now I'm just going through this. We're scraping the bottom of the bowl, and then we're going to add some of our flavours that are going to make up our sauce. So we've still got a little bit of chicken stock, a bit of oil, a bit of the chicken juice in there, so that's yummy. We're going to put in some ginger, a big chunk of ginger, and some garlic. It says 2, but we don't use 2 garlic cloves. A bit extra. And thank you, Shane. You are still completely in control of what goes in the Thermomix as well. So if you don't like garlic, you can just leave that out. If you really like it, you can double it. So it's completely up to you. Yes, it was you, Vicky, yes. So it's completely up to you with cooking in the Thermomix. You're in control. You still, it's guided cooking, okay? It will just guide you. Okay, scrape down the sides. Now I did chunk that, I was gonna say I did chuck that ginger in, quite a big chunk of ginger, but look, that's worked quite well. So we'll scrape down the sides. And we'll put in our soy sauce or our tamari. Now I've got a little bit of both because I'm at the end of both of my bottles here. So you are right, Shane, that isn't 90 mils of soy sauce. Good work, good estimating.
Bought something else.
Oh, you bought some more. Oh, look, that's also not 90 mils. Let me see if I've got any more. No, that's sesame oil. Oh, look, I've got, oh gosh. It's getting really dire in our house. I've got a little bit more. 50 grams will have to do it tonight, okay? I've emptied 3 bottles. So Times are tough here in Coffs Harbour. We luckily bought some tonight, Shane. Right, yeah, and some honey, and I'm using up nearly all my honey too. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough honey either. As you can see, this is a really good budget meal when it doesn't matter if you don't have all the ingredients. 60. Thank you, Shane. I love your support. Shane's telling me how riveting this television is. Food safe. I just did that for you, darling. This is only my children eating this, so it doesn't matter if I lick the spoon and all of that. You've got to remember that. At least I tied my hair up. Rightio. The honey's delicious. Now, some rice wine vinegar. And this is just making our sauce that we're going to pour over the whole. I feel like I probably shouldn't put all of that in either, seeing as we're cutting this down a little bit, but you know, we'll get there. Rightio, and a bit of corn flour. And of course, if you didn't want this thick, you could leave the corn flour part out as well. Like all recipes, do it how you want to do it. Okay, and now we're cooking for 2 minutes. Done. Rightio. Now, 2 minutes to get the table set, get the kids up for dinner and all the rest of it. Do a quick wash up. Oh, thank you, Shane. Yes, I've only got 2 minutes left, so I better talk about the host rewards. So there you go. So, is that price wrong? It's still $41.40. Oh, I might have to check that. If you're watching this, don't quote us on the price of the blade cover.
It's wrong on the value price. Up to $93.95.
Oh, okay. There we go. So there's been a slight increase in the price of the blade cover peeler we have discovered tonight. So there you go. But these items these ones are the ones that don't come with your Thermomix. These are the extras that you need and you know are used regularly within Thermomix recipes and stuff like that. So obviously the oval thermo server does come at the moment with the Thermomix, but that's a special. If you are like me, you probably need about 6 thermo servers, so you can continue to have as many demos as you like. But these are our little things of saying thank you to our Thermomix owners for sharing the love and sharing the Thermomix with their friends, because we all Thermomix consultants are running their own small businesses, and you guys sharing the Thermomix with your friends really helps us to broaden our reach and to share the joy of the Thermomix with more people, because that's at the end of the day what we're here for and what it's all about. So thanks so much if you're sharing this video or if you've invited someone along tonight as well. Anything else? Any other questions? Hit me now. Oh, I was going to show you the modes and I didn't. Hang on a sec. Oh look, ding ding ding, we're done. Okay, so that recipe is actually finished. We're pouring the sauce. Look at that. Oh, really thick, yummy sauce. We're pouring that over our chicken and our veggies.
What was the name of this recipe again, please?
It is the Chinese style chicken. Who's asking that? Is that Joe Picton? It is. Joe, this is one of our demo dishes now.
I know. I thought I recognised it.
This is the Chinese style chicken. Rightio. So we now have got that all through. You could stir that through more if you liked, but everyone will be getting a little bit of chicken anyway, so they'll have a bit of sauce. It's a little bit thicker than normal because I didn't have quite enough of the what do I call it? Soy sauce. But look, it really does make a good amount. So you've got that whole thermo server full of chicken and veg, and then you've got this whole thermo server full of your rice. So it feeds a crowd, this one. So it's really good one. Okay, now can I just come over to my Thermomix for a second, Shane, and I'll just show everyone the bits and pieces that I didn't get to show in the demo. So on your screen of your Thermomix, we've got, if I go finish, that's finished that recipe. So on the screen here, we've got our time, temperature and speed. Now this is if you want to cook manually in the Thermomix. So if there is a recipe that someone's converted for you, or you've got in a cookbook or something like that that isn't on Cookidoo, this is where you can do time, temperature, speed. And if you slide over this way, this is where you can actually search Cookidoo. The whole platform is searchable from here. And then if we slide over this way, this is where all our modes are. Now this is where the Thermomix continues to keep getting better and better all the time, because every now and then they add a new mode in here for us. Oops. So, you know, when we first got the Thermomix, I actually don't know which ones we didn't have, but like egg boil mode, for instance, is one of my favorites. You just go in and you choose how you want to have your eggs. You put your eggs in the bowl with water and choose how you're going to have your eggs. You've got obviously your dough if you're doing any kind of breads or pizza doughs or anything like that. Your scales, obviously you can use the scales. The integrated scales come up when you need them to when you're in a recipe, but if you want to use the scales separately, you can do that as well. And all of your other modes here, there's too many to go through, but we've got ferment and slow cook and sous vide, which are all ones that use that blade cover peeler that we're talking about, because they actually cover the blades and use the whole bowl. Those are all at a low temperature for a long time, so something's in there for quite a while as well. But lots of different modes and bits and pieces in there as well, which, like I said, are updated all the time. So your TM6 is actually got your Wi-Fi built in, connects to your internet only for 8 seconds when you turn it on, and then does any updates or anything like that, and you're ready to go. That's all from us. Have we got any questions? We'll say goodbye to the people on the recording. Let us know if you've got questions and you're watching the recording. Bye for now.